what's up everybody? It's Amaya. So today's video is going to be one that I saw Liv Loves Her Makeup do here on YouTube, and it is called Products That I Have Dethroned. Basically what that means is that these are products that were once your ride or die, your number ones that you just loved so much, and now you still like them, but another product has come along that has completely taken over, taken the crown, taken over the kingdom, and this product is now your new favorite. She did this as a collaboration with a bunch of other YouTubers, and Liv Loves Her Makeup is just so hilarious. I will be honest, at first I didn't like her because she talks very fast, she talks kind of in a high-pitched voice, and she's very like go. Her videos are typically like not longer than like 14 minutes. That's like the longest her videos ever run. So she goes through things very quickly, and at first I was a little bit like, whoa, but now I literally watch probably 3 of her videos a day. I just binge watch her. She uploads almost every single day, and she is just so cool. If you're looking for someone who's sassy, if you're looking for someone who is kind of crazy but knows her stuff and will give you the God honest truth when it comes to makeup, you need to go check her out. So anyways, I'm going to be talking about a bunch of products that I have dethroned and what I have replaced them with. So yeah, let's get into the video. So I'm going to start by talking about some brushes, and I also have a sponge here. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is these 2 brushes that used to be my most favorite blending brushes in the whole entire world. They were the BH Cosmetics, oh god, I don't even know what number this brush is. I've used it so much that I've rubbed the number off. And also the Morphe M330. I used to use these pretty much on an everyday basis interchangeably. I've been using these for maybe a year. They were my holy grails. I would use them every single day. I thought, there's no way I can live without these brushes. However, in the past few months, I have had a new brush love that I use for my transition shades, which was typically what I would use these for. And that new brush love is the Morphe M504. This has completely replaced both of these, and it has a good reason. First of all, there was 2 things I didn't like about these, is that they were both kind of scratchy. This Morphe one didn't used to be, but I have just used it and washed it so much that it has definitely gotten kind of scratchy and hard to use. I actually did use it today to do my blue eyeshadow, and it was definitely a slight bit painful. And the same thing with the BH Cosmetics one. It was also a little bit scratchy. However, I loved how this one kind of tapered to a point, but I also loved how full and fluffy this one was, and I just loved how they diffused the transition shade in the crease. This one is like the best of both worlds. It's a slight bit bigger than this guy, but it still has that nice tapered edge, but it's nice and fluffy like the BH Cosmetics one. And let me tell you, it's the softest brush. Oh, I love it so much. It's so good. I absolutely love it. So yeah, check this guy out if you're looking for a new blending brush. Okay, the next one is a face brush, and it is the e.l.f. pointed powder brush. There was basically a good few months, I want to say like 3, 4, 5 months, where I solely used this brush. Basically the entire summer and into the fall, I only used this pointed powder brush for my bronzer. It was the only one I ever used because it has this beautiful tapered point that you can use to kind of give you a nice soft contour and bronze at the same time. It's super soft. I just loved everything about it. However, since, I want to say mid-fall to wintertime and now, the Real Techniques blush brush has completely replaced it. And the funny thing is, these brushes, while kind of similar, are actually quite different. This is definitely more tapered and it comes to more of a point, while this one is definitely more round. But for some reason, I just prefer this one over this one now. I think it's because this one kind of gives me a more diffused, soft bronze, which I've been more into lately. I feel like it blends the product a little bit nicer, and it also picks up product really beautifully. Okay, and now on to the sponges that I was talking about. So the Beauty Blender used to be my number one guy. First it was the Real Techniques, then the Real Techniques was dethroned by this guy, and I have basically been obsessed with the Beauty Blender for about a year. However, recently, I have fallen completely and totally in love, head over heels, with the Morphe sponge. I think this is their contour and bake or something to do with baking setting. I don't know. This is the one that has the flat edges on both sides. It has a nice sharp end right here and then is pointed at the tip. This sponge is the best makeup blending sponge I have used. between my Real Techniques one, my L'Oreal one, and my Beauty Blender, this is the one that I love the most. And the reason is I love this nice flat edge for blending in my foundation. I love the pointed tip for doing my concealer. I love how it has this like rounded edge right here, which I can use to blend in like a cream contour or blend in my foundation even if I wanted to. And it has this nice sharp edge that if I wanted to use it for powder, I could bake. So I feel like it's the perfect all-in-one sponge. You definitely do have that Beauty Blender-esque point and roundness, but you do have that Real Techniques flatness that I loved. I do, however, use this guy for my powder because I don't like to use powder and creams on the same sponge. So I do still use my Beauty Blender, but once this guy is done, I will probably not repurchase one, at least not for a while. Okay, let's talk about some mascara. So this is going way, way back because it's been a long time since I've had a Holy Grail mascara. The last time that I had a mascara that I was completely, totally in love with, it was the W7 Lashtastic Mascara. I don't know if you guys remember this, but little 14, 15-year-old me was just completely in love with this mascara. You can really only get it from certain like discount stores or on Amazon. You can't really get it in like CVS or Walgreens or anything like that because it is a UK brand. But I just love this wand and I loved the way this mascara made my lashes look. And I felt like there is no other mascara that's going to make my lashes look the way that this mascara does. Like, this is it. I found it. I've made it. This is my mascara forever. However, I have gone through quite a few favorite mascaras. There's one mascara that I love just as much, if not more, than this guy. And it is the Benefit Roller Lash. And you guys have been hearing me talk about this so much lately, but it's true. I have not loved a mascara this much since I loved this one. I found other ones that I liked and I used, and I liked them better than this one, kind of, but they just didn't do what this one used to do for me. And this guy has just gone above and beyond. Just, oh my god, it just makes my lashes look so fluffy and long, and they stay curled up. Everything I loved about the W7 Lashtastic, but better. This is like the grown-up version of that for me, and I just feel like, even though it is so expensive, this is expensive mascara, it's not luxury, but it is up there, I would rather pay for this than buy this because I go to use this one now and I'm like, okay, I actually have something kind of interesting, and it's a glitter primer. So the e.l.f. glitter primer has been one of my most used, most recommended products on my channel because I feel like you do not need to spend so much money on an expensive glitter glue when you can get something for like $2-3 at the drugstore like this guy. It's just so nice. It dries clear. It's super sticky. It's absolutely awesome. However, I do have a product that I have just used way more than this guy. I haven't reached for this one in a few months, and it is the NYX glitter primer. I don't know what it is because I feel like they're basically the same thing, but I think that I just like the tip of this guy better. The applicator on this one, the e.l.f. one, is kind of like a slanted tip, and it has a bigger hole so that way more product comes out, whereas with the NYX one you can just squeeze out a teeny tiny little bit of product. It's a little bit thicker and it's not as liquidy, and I feel like this does keep my glitter on maybe a slight bit better. It is a few dollars more than this one, but we're talking about literally like $2-3 more. I feel like this one's like $6 or $7 and this one's like $3. I mean, this one's like dirt cheap, so if you can find this one, just get it. It's amazing. It's awesome. But if you do have a chance to try out the NYX one, I have just been reaching for it so much over this one, and I feel like it's my new favorite glitter primer. Okay, next I have the Sephora Luminizing drops. These drops, these things I used to love so much. This is in the shade Morning Light. I used to use these guys all the time. I thought it was one of the best affordable liquid highlighters ever. But now I have found something from the actual drugstore that is just so good. And it is the Makeup Revolution liquid highlighter. This is in the shade Liquid Champagne. There are a few things that I like better about these than these. First of all, the dropper on this actually works. The dropper on here will work maybe like 20% of the time. It hardly ever works. And this guy only comes in 3 shades. A bronzy shade, a pinky shade, and then this one. Whereas this guy comes in like 5 or 6 shades. It comes in a lot of different shades. There's all different undertones and dark colors, light colors, all sorts of amazing things. And even there's like a unicorny one. There's so many cool shades. I also like this one because it's a little bit more like bright, it's a little bit more eye-catching, whereas this one is a little bit more natural. So this guy, I just feel is so much better for an affordable liquid highlighter than this one. And it is also a lot cheaper. I want to say this is like $5 cheaper, if not half of what this costs, which is awesome. Okay, last two products. I have a powder to mention, and it is the Coty Airspun powder. This I loved for so long. It was just so good. It's just a good staple powder. There's no denying it. I still love it and I still do use it. But if I'm going to be totally honest, my RCMA no color powder, which is in an NYC smooth skin powder container, so ignore that. But the RCMA no color powder has just replaced pretty much every loose powder. I'm using the Coty Airspun right here as an example, but basically I don't really like any loose powder as much as I like the RCMA one. It's just so finely milled. It doesn't add any extra color or coverage or cakiness to your under eyes. It just does its job. It sets like a translucent powder is supposed to set. And it doesn't look horrible on the skin. It doesn't dry out. It makes your makeup last a long time. And this guy, while I did love it, it did add extra coverage to your makeup, which sometimes you do want, but I feel like it did look a little cakey under the eyes. It could be a little bit dry if you use too much, whereas this guy just feels so much more lightweight and so much more comfortable on the skin, which I love. Okay, and the last product is an eyebrow product. So you guys know that the e.l.f. brow pencil was my go-to pencil for a very long time. I've gone through I think 3 of these. I think this is my 3rd one. Yeah, and it's almost out. I really loved this one because it matched my brows so well, and even though it had a bigger tip than normal, I still really loved it because it was very blendable, it was very creamy, it went in my brows so nicely, and I loved that it had a spoolie on the end, which is kind of hard to find a cheap brow product from the drugstore that has a spoolie on the end. But you guys, the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil, this is everything that this did not have and more. So I love this one because it matched my brows so well. And this one in Blackest Brown matches my brows incredibly well. They even do have a darker shade, which is black, and that one would probably match my brows amazingly as well, but I use Blackest Brown because it's a little bit lighter, it's not as harsh. This also has a spoolie on the end, and it's better than this spoolie. While this one was good, this one is much better. This is a brand new one, by the way. This guy, while I loved it, it was kind of annoying that it had that sort of bigger tip, whereas this one has that itty bitty little tip, which I just loved, but I never wanted to spend the money on either the Anastasia one or the next one, because even though the next one is drugstore, it's like 10 bucks. That's up there. Whereas this guy's like $5 or $6, which just makes me so happy. So that is all the products I have for you guys today. I hope you guys liked this video. Please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Go check out Liv's video. This is actually a collaboration with a bunch of people, so if you check out her video, you will find the links to all of their videos as well. So go check that out. Check out her channel. You will love it. I promise you, you will laugh, you will just find some good insight. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what products you've dethroned down below, and if you have any opinions on the products I mentioned today, please feel free to mention them. Let's get a conversation going, and yeah, I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye.